Hi everyone, I'm Angie Bailey,
And I'm Aurora Newton.
and this is Ask the A-Team.
Hi, guys.
Hi. And recently, my family and I, we went on a trip to my grandmother lives in Wears Valley, Tennessee. It's right outside of Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area, and so it's always really a fantastic, a beautiful place.
I've never been there.
It's beautiful. I've
Ever.
grown up going there, and it's just a beautiful
That was
place.
a hint.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got it. Duly noted. I went with her, and recently we lost my grandfather. I've shared about that last fall, and for the very first time in her whole life, she is alone. They married when she was 15 because that's just how you did it back then, you know. And they're from that area, so really how you did it there. And so now she's taken some time to decide what she wants to do, you know, wisely. And so we went there, and one thing that I really noticed is that she was really, really, really lonely. Like, she's never been alone before. She's always had somebody to share her thoughts with, to pray with, to, you know, do all those things with, and just to have somebody else even in the house just making noise, right? And she just doesn't have that right now. And so I said, you know, she's my nanny. I would call her Nanny. She's our grandmother. I said, Nanny, you know, like, why don't we get you on like Facebook? And she was like, oh no, I couldn't do that. I was like, well, you could. And so I worked on her the whole time we were there. And I was like, I really think you can do this. And I was showing her, you know, how to navigate it and everything. And I said, why don't we go get you a tablet? Why don't we go get you something? And she wanted to FaceTime, and I said, okay, well, and I did research, and I found, you know, a really good deal on like 5th generation iPad and all this stuff. And so it is in the mountains. So I had to go to like West Knoxville. So we drove out there, and we got her iPad. Aww. And I set her up, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm getting her set up on Facebook. I was like, no, what's your email? And she's like, I don't have an email. And, you know, it's just to even to my generation, it's like, wow, you know, definitely to my kids, just don't even know, what do you mean you don't have, you know? And
so now Nanny can watch our Ask the A-Team.
She can. I told her. Yeah, cool? She already liked the page. Well,
yeah, I know.
I liked it on her account.
I thought that was you.
I was showing her how to do it. Yeah. So got her all set up with email, sent it out to my aunts, and they were like, you know, wow, you know, she's doing it. And so all my cousins and everybody come on and say, you know, welcome to the 21st century Nanny and all this kind of stuff, and everybody. And I actually announced that she joined social media so nobody would think that, you know, somebody was trying to
hack into her life.
It's really her.
It happens.
And so, but you know, she thanked me. She was like, Angie, it's always so good. You know, you make me feel like I can do things that I didn't think I could do before.
Feel that way, my friend.
And so, you know, when you carry that, and that's your gift, you know, really encourage people, because you don't know, it could be that time, the time that you do it, the foundation can already be laid. Like my aunts, and my uncle, everybody, us grandkids, have told her for a very long time, and she was ready for it now. You know, and I just happened to be, you know, there at that moment, and I tipped, you know, I tipped that over, that her confidence was tipped over and just poured out this time. And so just really, you know, encourage people. And if you are not doing something, obviously if you're seeing this, you're probably on social media. But if there's something else in your life that for whatever reason you just have never tried it but always wanted to, just go for it. You know, don't let age or anything hold you back from doing something that you've always wanted to do. And so I got this place of encouraging her. I encouraged her to write her story down. She used to speak for a glow, and I'm like, you know, Nanny, you need to write your story. Yeah. Stories. There's so many stories that she has this fantastic love story of my great grandmother, and my great grandfather, and how I mean, we're talking like at least Hallmark, like movie channel worthy kind of thing, right? And I'm sitting here listening to them, I'm like, oh my goodness, you need to write this down. And just some of these stories, like she told me that it was in a truck. She came back from Florida to Ohio. They were speaking for a glow. Florida to Ohio in a friend's truck truck bed and they had a camper back on it and lawn chairs. And I'm like, that's like mind blowing. I'm like, are you kidding? Like the whole way? I couldn't imagine. I complain
can't
in my
imagine
comfy
either.
car sometimes having to be in
With
a
your
lawn
warm
chair?
cushy seats, yeah.
Definitely not legal these days, but but you know, just stuff like
It
that.
is.
Just
It's
get that out
so-
there.
it-
Encourage people. Encourage your family. Encourage
So
your
important.
grandparents, your aunts, your uncles.
Your kids.
Yes, absolutely. People that think that an opportunity has passed them, it hasn't. Get connected.
Might
Go
just not
for
have
it.
been the right time.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Angie said, you know, and there we've talked about seasons. This was
Mhm.
just the right season. You know, Nanny didn't really need that when the love of her life was still alive.
Right.
You know, because she had other things to take up there. So
Yeah.
it just might be the season. And I'll tell you, get a friend like this one. Because we wouldn't be doing this. Like I had wanted to do this for years and years.
Mhm.
But it just wasn't the right season and it wasn't the right person yet.
Yeah.
You know, get somebody that will encourage you, that will come alongside you,
Yeah.
that really will lift you up. And if you don't have that, send us a private message. We'll encourage you.
Yeah.
You know,
Go for it.
but it's so important to go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
I learned that more and more. Like with every passing day,
Mhm.
I just go for what
Yeah.
God has called me to, or things that I want that may seem like they're, you know, like
Mhm.
social media, that may seem like silly to think about that, but you know what, that has connected Nanny's life to everyone else. I get to see things now. I got
Yeah.
to see pictures and things that I had never seen before,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So it connected her to a whole new world. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
I love you, and I
Aw.
love the stories that you share. I really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and
Thank
Nanny
you.
loves you too, don't you, Nanny?
Yes. So, you know, go get your grandma set up on iPads.
There you go. Oh, thank you guys so much for joining us. I really hope that this story has encouraged you, because it truly is a beautiful one.
Mhm.
Angie adores her nanny, and it just was a blessing for me when I got that friend request.
Yes. So if this has helped you in any way or can help your grandma, please like or share, and don't forget to follow Ask the A Team.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.